G'day and welcome to Cruisin with JD. I'm your host Justin DeLaya. Today we are cruising the XC model Holden Barina 2005 model. Now, I've been looking at reviews online. Some are good, some are bad. Which way am I going to go? Let's find out. It's not your fastest car, it's not your slowest car, it is just an average car, an average small car. This car I wouldn't recommend for young teenage men going for their first hot car. I'd recommend it for your girlfriend who's not much of a rev head, but you need to borrow the car every now and again, and that's where this car comes in handy. I'm driving the automatic version, and usually I hate small automatics. Let me say again, I really hate small automatics because their gear changes unpredictable. Some cars, it changes way too late when you want it to change early, and other ones change way too early when you want it to change later because you're trying to do some crazy acceleration. So it's a bit harsh, really, if you think about it. But this car is not the opposite to that. This one, if you're in a normal mode, it just changes in a natural pace, which is excellent. But the good thing is, it's got something for the rev heads out there. It's got sports mode. And when you press the sports mode button, it changes gear later, which is excellent, which is spectacular. It is one thing that makes the Barina stand out to other cars. Now, there's probably other cars with the sports shift, but this is the first small automatic car that I've seen this, and it works properly. Looking at the history of the Holden Barina, has had some very interesting things. Like, this car was never built in Australia. I mean, it has been built by Suzuki over in Japan, Opel over in Spain, and then it also has been recently developed over in South Korea by Daewoo. The original slogan from the 1985 commercial was "Beep Beep Barina." It actually ruined the Roadrunner. Really, just look at this ridiculous advert.
Feels like a dream. It's gonna set the scene. Take you for a ride. It's a feature pack machine.
Okay, I'm pretty sure the Roadrunner could outrun a 1.3 litre Holden Barina designed in Japan. But anyway, back to my review. Now, its power, it goes 0 to 100 in 9 seconds, so it's not too powerful, but not too weak at the same time. I've driven slower cars. But for 1.4 litre, it actually packs the punch. I mean, I wouldn't recommend buying it for myself. I find it's a bit too slow, but I find it's enough to get you by if you need a car urgently. Like, I wouldn't go out. My grandmother bought this in a few years ago for $5 grand, but you find if you were to buy a cheap car you need to get you to work, $4 grand, you buy one of these. I mean, you buy the last model of this car. My mate bought one, I'm hoping it's the XB because I didn't really do my research on it. But his mother bought the XB Holden Barina for basically a very cheap price, $1,000. The paint was better, but other than that, the engine, the kilometres, everything was spectacular on it, and it was just a drivable car. That's what I recommend the Holden Barina be. It's your average car that will get you from A to B, no worries. Now, another problem with this car, a lot of the online complaints is that it's a lemon. Basically, for those who don't know what a lemon is a fruit that apparently is very sour, and apparently if you buy a lemon, it's a very sour thing. It makes you want to become sour. So basically, this car has a lot of reviews that when one thing goes wrong, another thing goes wrong, and another thing goes wrong, and another thing goes wrong, and another thing goes wrong. This car has served my grandmother well. I mean, the only issue was with the locking mechanism and the electrical. Other than that, it's been a good old faithful car for her. So I think she must be one of the blessed ones that got one of the good ones, because like I said before, the reviews, some are good, some are bad. I'm giving it a fairly positive review. It's not the most spectacular car on the road, but for someone's for your grandma, for your girlfriend who's not much of a rev head, or just any basic car to get you from point A to point B, this is a good car. I'll say that. The negative of owning this car long term is you have to really keep these cars garaged, otherwise it starts fading. This car, it might look good, but if you look very closely, you're starting to notice that the roof's fading, the side door's fading, and the paint is fading very fast. And every Barina I've seen has that same issue of it fades very fast. And that's why I know you can get this car very cheap. If you want something that stands out, this isn't a car that stands out. It's a car that everyone's had at one point or another. It blends in with all the other small cars. So this car, the brakes are average, the handling is not too flash, but not the worst I've driven. So I'd give it a 6 out of 10. I reckon a 6 out of 10 is a nice, fair assessment of the car and going, you know what, this car, it's not the best car in the world, but it's not the worst car in the world. This is my grandmother's car, so it's been in the family for a while, so we actually get to drive it quite frequently. But the issues we find with this car is the radio actually comes on automatically. So even if you have the car completely turned off, my grandma will be in bed 3 o'clock in the morning, this car's radio pops up. So it's like this car wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning, is bored, and decides, you know what, I need to listen to something. Who says cars don't have a personality?